And as Jordan mentioned, a winter storm's making its way through the state line. We'll show you the latest road conditions in a live report.
Plus, state line fire forces people out of their homes, but once the flames were out, neighbors had to leave again.
And with the blowing snow and frigid temperatures in the forecast, it's always good to be prepared. A first responder offers tips on the best ways to stay safe if you get stuck on the roads.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. As you just heard, the snow keeps coming down here in the state line.
Let's check back in with Jordan for our snow totals so far, along with when we could see the snow finally wind down.
Well, guys, we are starting to see some of the snow winding down in some locations, mainly south of Interstate 88, but many spots have already seen in excess of 6 inches. However, some areas to the north and the northwest a little bit slower to add up on some of those totals, still awaiting some additional reports. But our weather watcher Terry in Genoa reporting around 11 inches of snow so far for him already, and that's because of the kind of heavier, wet nature of some of that snow. But as I mentioned, that dry slot lifting to the north of Interstate 88, and that's allowing for very, very rapid improvements in the visibility, already up to 8 miles of visibility down in Sterling. However, additional snowfall going to be working its way in as we get later into the evening hours and into the early part of the overnight, as well as those winds starting to ramp up as well. Lightning winds here locally because of that low pressure center passing almost directly overhead, but already seeing winds picking up, gusting close to 30 miles per hour out to the north and to the northwest. That will continue to improve or bring those visibilities back down once we get that brief improvement. As I mentioned, 8 miles of visibility in Sterling, around a mile or even less in many of those other locations around the area. We are going to continue to see those lessening conditions across the region, blowing and drifting snow becoming a significant concern later on into the evening, with near zero visibility and winds gusting close to 40 or even 45 or even 50 miles per hour, leading to dangerous travel conditions, especially out to the west and to the northwest, where that blizzard warning has already just now gone into effect. Stevenson County, as a matter of fact, already pulling some of their plows from the roads. They will resume service as they get into the early part of the morning, as they continue to see some of those conditions improve or worsening here locally at the moment. But our meteorologist Candace King has been out there tracking some of the road conditions. Candace, you and I flipped spots from what we had on Tuesday. What are you seeing, and are there any improvements from what we had earlier?
Yeah, you know, Jordan, the roads, they haven't been the greatest. I will say there's been a difference from when I came in here earlier this afternoon to when we were out just a couple hours ago. As the snows continue to come down, we've seen wherever the roads have been plowed, the snow accumulate back on those roadways. So traffic moving down to Springfield. We were actually just across the street from the Winnebago County Highway Department, which they have been out in full force here for quite some time, making sure that the roadways here within the county have been cleared, as with every other county here in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. But the road conditions, the snow that has been falling has been a wet and slushy snow, so that has accumulated back onto the roadways. So the travel is a little slick. You need to give yourself a little extra time too. Also, what I've noticed here is the wind has been starting to pick up just a bit, especially if we're in more of an open area. And so as we get further into the night, that will cause a little more blowing and drifting snow. The snow has been more of the heavy variety, as Jordan had mentioned too. But as it turns lighter and the winds pick up, these open areas, you're going to see that snow blow back over the roadways. So that's why travel is not advised here as we get further past sunset and then through the overnight too. So just take it slow. The parking lot, some of the roadways that haven't necessarily been plowed, they are rather slushy, and so you get into a little bit of that slush and it may pull your car in one direction or the other. But some of the main roads, at least earlier today, those were a little more on the clear side. But again, as the snow comes back in and our temperatures drop, the snow will accumulate. Eric and Mimi, I'm going to go ahead and toss it back on over to you.
Thanks, Candace. In case you missed Jordan's mention, at least one state line highway department pulled its plows. Stevenson County's snow removal operations are set to stop over the next hour. This will not affect US 20 or Freeport. Plows will begin clearing rural roads in the county again tomorrow at 6 in the morning.
Rockford's odd-even parking ordinance is in effect. Today is an even day, so your car should be parked on the even side of the street. Tomorrow at 8 in the morning, cars need to switch over to the other side. Vehicles parked on the wrong side of the road could get a $60 ticket. The city of Rockford warns that just because your street is plowed doesn't mean the snow emergency has been lifted. We've got you covered as we deal with the winter weather. That includes any updated snow emergencies, a full list of closings, as well as road conditions. That's all at mystateline.com. You can also get notifications through our First Warn weather app.
An early morning fire causes evacuations in a State Line neighborhood. Shortly before 1 this morning, Beloit fire crews were called for a business on fire at Yates and Copeland Avenues. The city of Beloit says the business stored rubber tires, which were on fire and producing fumes. Homes to the south of the fire were evacuated. The city says it is safe for people to return to their homes, but they may not have heat. Gas in the area has been shut off after a leak at the site. The Wisconsin National Guard has not found evidence the air quality is harmful, but the Rock County Public Health Department recommends people wear masks when outdoors in the area near the fire. There are no reports of anyone getting hurt.
With winter weather hitting us hard, it's all about being prepared. For those who are planning on braving the cold or who work outside, experts say frostbite can start its first stages when you've been exposed to the freezing temperatures for just 30 minutes. Having gloves, coats, layers, hats, boots, and warm socks can save you from frostbite and hypothermia. Also, keeping your car stocked with the essentials can help you should you become stranded.
If you were put off to the side of the road, food, water, again, your basic stuff to keep maintain your wheels and everything, but more importantly, some way to communicate with somebody else.
Potential sub-zero temperatures can also cause your phone not to work efficiently. U.S. Cellular recommends keeping your phone in its case and in your pocket to keep it warm. And IDOT says if you do get stuck, make sure your exhaust pipe isn't covered to avoid carbon monoxide making its way back into the vehicle. The FAA ramps up its investigation into Boeing after a door plug is blown off a plane mid-flight.
Up next, federal regulators say there's more evidence of other problems from the plane maker.
And coming up at 6, a state-of-the-art medical facility is coming to Rockford, the new center dedicated to fighting cancer.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf. Now, your First Warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Steady to moderate snow still ongoing across many portions of the state line, and we are still seeing some of that accumulating on roadways despite temperatures sitting right at or just above the freezing mark. Many spots in the low 30s right now, 33 in Sterling, Freeport, Rockford, 32 in Rochelle and in DeKalb. Checking with our weather watcher Terry out in Genoa, he's reporting a temperature of 33 degrees along with a dew point of 32, and he has almost a foot of snow measured from today. 11.3 inches of snow was his official measurement that he got just a little while ago, and that's still with some of the snow additionally falling here into the later part of the evening. This whole system being brought with us with a very strong temperature gradient from the 40s and 50s off to the south and the southeast down to the single digits across the northern plains. Locally right now we are stuck in the middle in the 30s, but stronger winds already starting to wrap in on the back end of this system. We did see some, at least initial breaks in precipitation starting to lift more north, even north of Highway 20 right now, some of that lighter snow showing some improvements in those visibilities, but additional snow to follow with our next round that is currently situated across portions of Iowa that will drift into the area as we get later into the night tonight. Still seeing some of those lighter snowfall rates at the moment, though. SkyTrack cameras showing still some of those snow-covered roads, but at least some improvements in those visibilities, especially over the last hour or so. And that is really shown when we look to the south. 4 miles of visibility in DeKalb, 2 miles of visibility in Rochelle, 8 miles of visibility in Sterling, but north of Highway 20, still around or under 1 mile of visibility. Winds starting to pick up, as I mentioned, that low pressure system drifting to the north, temporarily halting some of those stronger winds, but to the west and the northwest, winds already gusting back close to 30 miles per hour, and they could gust close to 45 or even 50 miles per hour here later on into the evening. And because of that, the National Weather Service did upgrade upgrade some of our areas to a blizzard warning. Joe Davies, Stevenson, Carroll, and Whiteside counties are now under a blizzard warning that started at 5 p.m. and lasts until noon tomorrow, as do the rest of the warnings here locally. Some of that lighter snow continuing to lift to the north, allowing for brief breaks in the precipitation, but more wind-driven snow to follow as we get later into the evening and going into the early part of the overnight hours as well. That will be accompanied by some more lighter, finer, fluffier snow, along with temperatures falling back down into the mid and even low 20s. That will allow that snow to be much more driven by the wind, allowing for some significant blowing and drifting concerns, especially as we get later on here into the evening and into the overnight hours. That blowing and drifting snow becoming more of a concern because that will reduce visibility down to near zero at times, along with those winds gusting close to 45 or even 50 miles per hour. That will lead to some dangerous travel conditions, and that will then be followed by some significant cold coming in as we get into early next week. A wind chill watch goes into effect for northwestern Illinois. That starts late Saturday night going into the early part of Tuesday, as we could see wind chills dipping down toward -30 or even -40. Locally here, we are still seeing those temperatures at least in the 20s early tomorrow, but quickly falling later on into the evening. -3 for that following overnight low. Some of those afternoon highs near zero, with wind chills down below zero by a margin of around 30 degrees.
Thanks, Jordan.
Scott's in next with sports. The Packers are hoping to take the shine off the Cowboys star this weekend on a field where the Cowboys are undefeated.
And we'll hear what the Cubs' newest pitcher said today that's already made him a huge hit with the fans.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
New Cubs pitcher Shota Imanaga is getting an idea of what winters can be like in Chicago. He was there today for the Cubs convention, and Imanaga was introduced to the fans and to reporters there. He, of course, started in Japan playing pro ball over there. Imanaga will slot in somewhere in the Cubs starting rotation. Now, he's only been under contract for a couple days, but he's already got this Cubs thing down.
Hey, Chicago. What do you say? Cubs gonna win today.
I believe he's already become the most popular Cub of all. Well, the Packers are ready to take a shot at what no NFL team has done this season: beat the Cowboys on their home field. The Cowboys are 8-0 at AT&T Stadium. They're a much different, much better team at home than they are on the road. The Packers have to contend with a passing combo of Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, and defensive stalwarts Micah Parsons and DaRon Bland. Matt LaFleur says the Packers just have to stick to their game plan and do what they do best.
Again, it all comes back down to your process, your preparation, and making sure you got a good plan, and then going out there and executing it. You know, it's always a challenge, especially going down there. What do they won, like 16 games in a row or something like that? So they've been very good at home, and they're a very talented team with great coaches, and we're excited for the opportunity.
That game Sunday will kick off at 3:30. We're going to have it for you on Fox 39. Well, the Patriots already have their replacement for Bill Belichick. They have promoted assistant coach Gerard Mayo to the top job. Mayo is a former linebacker for the Patriots, and at age 37, he now becomes the youngest head coach in the NFL, slightly younger than Rams coach Sean McVay. Well, the Tide will be rolling with Caleb DeBoer from now on. He's leaving Washington to become the head coach at Alabama, taking on the daunting task of replacing Nick Saban. DeBoer led Washington to a 14-1 record this past season, and of course to the national championship game where the Huskies lost to Michigan. Well, there aren't any high school basketball games tonight because of the winter storm, but overtime will go on. Reagan and I will preview it. She's going to have an interview with Stillman Valley girls coach Bobby Mellon, and I'm going to show you a different side of Guilford boys coach Chris Dixon, his other calling that goes above winning basketball games. It's at 11 o'clock on Fox 39. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Was it just last week we were talking about the state line being in like an 8-inch snow deficit? Wasn't that just last week?
Yeah, and
Right
now
around
we're
this
making
time
up for it in a week.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, pretty
In
close
fact,
to
less
it.
than a full week.
Yeah, we had almost 4 inches of snow on Tuesday. We've had close to 6 inches in some spots today. So, Deficit gone, right?
And you're talking,
here.
I mean, this is just officially at the airport because there are a lot of outlying areas that got
Right.
way more than 5
out
inches
to the
today,
west
6
on
inches.
Tuesday, and then off to the south and southeast today. So we've kind of dodged some of the higher amounts, but we've still locally made up for our deficit that we had as well. And now we have to worry about some blowing and drifting concerns here later on into the evening and overnight hours tonight. The first one, interactive radar from Rockford Auto Glass and More, lifting the dry slot north into the area. So some improvements, at least briefly, to the near and north of I-88, but we are going to continue to see that next round work its way through, causing blizzard-like conditions, especially to the north and northwest, near zero visibility and winds gusting close to 50 miles per hour, and then sub-zero temperatures and well below zero wind chills later in the week.
Thanks, Jordan.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.